If you're confused on how to become a better graphic designer or even how to begin, then today's video is going to outline a step-by-step process that you can go through to not only better your skills and understanding of the industry, but to actually start getting regular clients more frequently. And sponsoring today's video is Porkbun and .design that offer you a great way to register your portfolio website with the right domain name. Learn more about that later, as well as the generous coupon code that will give you a domain name completely for free. So the first thing that you must have, in my opinion, is passion. If you're trying to become a graphic designer and things like this seen on screen right now doesn't get your creative juices flowing, or if you see typography like this whilst flicking through a magazine and you don't stop to examine it with a sense of appreciation, then you're going to find it difficult to get far in this industry. Passion is something very powerful. It drives us to push the boundaries and put in extra time and effort needed to gain success. Now, if you love, live and breathe the things that you work in, then you're likely going to go a lot further than most people around you. Okay, so passion is important, but what next? It's something I talk about on this channel a whole lot because it is so fundamental to design, and that is the graphic design principles. You can easily be awesome at using software, but if you don't understand what methods make effective design, then you're going to be pretty much lost. It's a lot like knowing how to use a frying pan or a cooking oven, but without recipes and knowledge of being a chef, you will likely end up with a mediocre food at best. So research and study the principles until you know them inside out completely. We're talking about contrast, balance, hierarchy, color, typography, line, and so on. The internet is there waiting for you to learn about them, and I cannot stress enough how important the principles are to learn. You don't have to master the principles before starting to make designs. You can learn them while learning the few steps in this process in today's video. So the third step is the software. Yes, graphic design principles are crucially important, but going back to that chef analogy, you cannot make quality food if you cannot use the frying pan, the oven, or other utensils properly. It doesn't matter if you use Adobe Illustrator, Inkscape, Affinity, whatever programs you use to get the job done will be just fine. I don't personally have a bias for any of them over other ones. It's just what you like to use and what you feel comfortable using. But yeah, just understand that sometimes you will need to use vector-based graphics, and other times raster images are just going to be fine. But yeah, know the software and then know when to use that software. This of course takes time, but that's the same with any kind of professional skill set. Okay, so the fourth step is really important, but I feel like most designers skip over this or they don't even think about it. And that's probably why so many people do fail to succeed as graphic designers. In the early stages of your career, you should be looking at existing examples of graphic designs made by professionals and then deconstructing those designs. So what do I mean by that exactly? Well, take your knowledge of graphic design principles and try to apply those principles to the work you're seeing online or in magazines by established and professional designers. Study the design and see how they have used hierarchy, or has a designer used symmetrical or asymmetrical balance? How has color been used to convey the intended message by the designer? Is there contrast found in typography? Ask all of these questions and more, and just apply those principles to the designs you're seeing. In doing this, you will see how the principles play such an important role in effective design, and you will learn how to apply them to your very own projects. If you do this, you will really elevate yourself above so many other designers. So the previous steps can be worked on simultaneously. That's to say that you can better your knowledge of principles, the software, and application of principles at the same time. But next, it's time to start applying all of that to actual briefs. If you cannot find design clients to work with, then it's a good idea to either sign up for graphic design competitions or just to work with mock briefs. I will link some mock brief websites in the description box below so you guys can just have a look over those in your own time. Mock briefs are good because they give you the chance to take on actual projects to practice your skills. It's one thing knowing about contrast or hierarchy, but it's a completely different thing working those ideas into a client's brief guidelines. Again, this takes time and it is a process of improving each time you work on something. Having a graphic design process is really important, and I've made videos on that in the past. It's the whole action of doing research, creation of ideas, refinement, and so on. But if you do take every step in today's video seriously, you will surely better understand what it means to be a designer, and then you'll become more efficient in your approach. And of course, from here, you need to start marketing yourself and compiling your work into portfolios. And again, I've talked about that in videos in the past. I'd like to thank the domain registrar Porkbun and their top level domain name .design for sponsoring today's video. .design is offering my subscribers a free .design domain name of your choice to showcase your designs and your portfolio. .design is a more elegant URL option because, for example, I could have satoridesign.com, but then that would become satori.design. And that has a nice ring to it, I think. But .design is the premier domain extension for professional and aspiring designers, from web and UX design to interior design and to other design disciplines. Already in use are many of the world's leading design departments, brands and studios, and we're talking about entities like Spotify, Slack, Airbnb, Adobe, Amazon and so on. So get on board and get yourself a .design domain name completely free, as well as free WHOIS privacy and SSL certification, on top of a free hosting trial and a free email trial. All of this just by clicking my link down in the description box below and using the code Satori Graphics in uppercase when you check out. But if you want to learn more about graphic design, do click a video on screen, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.